Welcome to this 10-lesson course on preventing and addressing challenging behaviors in young children. Hi, I'm Karen Chiron. I've been in the field of early childhood for almost 20 years, working to promote healthy social and emotional development in young children. The lessons we're about to cover have a lot of topics around challenging behaviors. Let's get started with developmental milestones.
Yay, Aiden, thank you. You want to have a turn?
Over the years, early childhood researchers have observed how young children learn and grow. They've noted that there's significant variation in when any particular child will learn to walk, to use language, or to negotiate entry into a group play activity. Each child develops life skills in her own way and at her own pace. The skills that young children are expected to acquire within a certain range of time are called developmental milestones. But while developmental variation is the rule, observations have revealed patterns and ranges of time within which specific skills most often appear. Our understanding of typical stages of growth has led to the creation of these guidelines that parents and teachers can use to monitor and assess an individual child's development. Developmental milestones are an important tool for early childhood professionals because they can be used to guide expectations and shape teaching practices and goals.
In many ways, the developmentally appropriate practices that have been framed by NAEYC have done a nice job of reminding us that development is not a set of checks down a form, but instead that it's informed by many things. It's informed by culture, it's informed by language, it's informed by individual differences and talents, and it's also informed by some general expectations that there are things that we would expect of a 3-year-old as different from a 7-year-old. So I think it gives us a basic grounding of what we might be looking for, but then allows us the flexibility to really shift from what we might think about in terms of all children to what we would think about in terms of each and every child and how to really look for those unique differences.
Recognizing the differences in skills and interests among a group of young children is a fundamental talent for early childhood teachers. With this understanding, a teacher can offer a range of activities and use a variety of teaching styles that will help her connect and build relationships with children who may not benefit from a more limited approach. An observant, flexible teacher will find ways to engage children who might not succeed in conventional large group activities. Engagement is the key to learning, and a focused child rarely disrupts classroom activities. But when there's a mismatch between adult expectations and a child's skill level or learning style, conflicts can occur. A child who is expected to demonstrate skills he has not mastered can become frustrated and angry. A child who is bored by classroom activities in which he has little interest will often find disruptive ways to meet his needs. Awareness of developmental milestones is a starting point for teachers, and when combined with observation, can help shape learning goals. The milestones don't provide a roadmap for the development of each child. They just show the path most children are likely to follow.
You know, I don't think chronological age really defines who each person is, and we're so set on you're this age, so you should be doing these things, when the variance between, when you are 3 on your 3rd birthday and when you really are achieving some of those developmental milestones could be, a 6 or 12-month variance, and eventually down the road, you're a teenager or an adult, whatever, and it kind of all washes out.
It's also complicated by the fact that every child is different and that children develop at different rates, and their development may be more difficult or slower or challenged for a number of reasons. And so we also need to help adults, whether they're parents or early childhood teachers, understand that they need to respond to where the child is now and help the child to move beyond that, and that isn't going to be the same for every child.
But I think it's kind of like geometry. Everybody wants things to go in a square peg hole. but children don't come that way. And so they come as triangles or circles or rectangles, and they don't fit. So I think it's my job to figure out where they fit and how that works as we function as a group. So they just won't go all into that square peg, which I think in a perfect world, it would be rather boring if they did.
A teacher who recognizes that children come in many shapes and understands child development can compare the child's observed skills with the physical, cognitive, and social-emotional list of milestones for a child of that age. She can then use her evaluation to shape a specific approach to engaging with that child, providing different kinds of support based on her observation of the child's strengths and challenges. These child-specific approaches are called individualized teaching strategies. For example, a teacher of 4-year-olds may have observed consistent conflict with a particular child surrounding sharing play materials. She decides to stay close during likely times of conflict so that she can help the child better understand how to use the skills he has to navigate through the social situation and respect the feelings of his friends. This type of teaching strategy is called scaffolding.
I think the teacher scaffolds for children the next level of development where they should be going. And that's, again, why development's so important. So when we think of social development and egocentrism, and that kids' cognitive development, kids' thinking is often more like a slide than a movie. When I saw that ball and I wanted it, my slide was, I want it. It wasn't, oh, and someone's playing with it, I better ask for it. I wasn't making a movie of what I had to do. There's this one slide at age 4. When the teacher comes over, her job is to be able to understand developmentally that's what was going on for them, and she needs to help them make the movie.
Developmental milestones are tools that help teachers recognize what the next step might be. They're a resource that, when paired with careful observations, are vital to the process of identifying and meeting each child's individual needs. Sharing milestones with parents is also an objective way to help parents form realistic expectations about what to expect as their child learns and grows. Teachers can provide printed information about milestones or give parents links to online sites like the CDC's Learn the Signs, Act Early website. Understanding child development and developmental milestones is the foundation on which effective teaching of young children is built. Not because milestones provide a template of where each child should be, but because they give teachers a frame of reference and tool for planning teaching strategies.